Your addictions are keeping you bound. Your addictions are keeping you held up in life. Your addictions are keeping you from living. That's why when you do it, you are in a different mindset. When you're high, when you're drinking, when you're intoxicated, you're under a different mindset. You're in a different realm. The enemy wants to keep you in that realm. He wants to keep you addicted to that thing, because if he keeps you addicted to that thing, you won't be able to move forward into your blessing. You won't be able to be productive during your day. You won't be able to live your life in the present moment. You'll keep running to that addiction to fill you up, when the whole truth is that God is trying to fill you up. That's why God said, be sober minded. Be sober minded, because the enemy is roaring around and prowling like a lion. He's trying to see who he can devour. He's trying to see who he can attack. So it's easy to keep you in that mindset. I have been there where I wanted to keep doing more and more. I wanted to continue to be addicted to that thing because I felt like that was filling me up. But I'm telling you, it's not going to fill you up. I'm telling you, only Jesus can fill you up. Only he can break you free from that thing. But you keep running to it because you're trying to numb the pain. You know it's altering your mind. That's why you do it. You don't want to be in this life. You don't want to deal with your problem. You don't want to deal with whatever's coming your way. You want to run. You feel like you can only have fun if you're doing it, but that's a lie from the enemy. I'm here to tell you that it's holding you back. I'm telling you, that's why you feel procrastinated when you're in it. That's why sometimes when you have drunk too much, you may get in an argument or a fight because you're not thinking in your right mind. The enemy is attacking you while you're addicted. That's why when you're finished, you're still depressed. That's why when it's finished, that's why when you become sober and the high goes down, the problems are still there. You haven't solved anything. The only thing you're doing is hurting you. It's not helping you. It's hurting your body. It's hurting your spiritual. It's hurting your mind. Because the more you say yes to the addiction, the more you're saying no to the spirit. The more you're saying yes to the addiction, the more you're saying no to God's will. The more you're saying yes to the addiction, the more you're saying no for your breakthrough. That's why you're still in poverty, because the addiction. That's why God wants to break you free from that addiction, because it's holding you back. You're spending all your money on it. It's keeping you from being able to spend time with your loved ones. It's keeping you from thinking of your creative ideas. And sometimes you think that, oh, when I'm under the influence, it's helping me think more productive, but you're doing more thinking than doing. When are you going to put the action? When are you going to put the pedal to the metal? Because it's time for you to live your life. The addiction is holding you back. That's why you feel like you can't stop. That's why it's so hard for you to stop, because the enemy wants to keep you bound up. He wants to keep you in that state of mind of feeling like you can't have fun unless you do it. He wants to keep you around those same people, the same people that you are doing the addictions with. He want to keep you around those people because they're the actual people that's holding you back, but you can't see it because you're so clogged up and your brain is so fogged up because you're under the influence. You're under that addiction. You're under that spell of that bound, that thing that got you chained up. You're imprisoned by it. You think you are, but truly you are free from it. Because when I was in it, there's a point of time when you're in the addiction, you don't think you'll be able to come out of it. You think that this is just who you are. You think that you're just a crackhead. You think that you're just a pothead. You think that you're just an alcoholic. But God is calling you out of that. He been calling you out of that. But the enemy wants to keep you bound. Your mind is trying to keep you bound. That's why God said you got to transform and renew your mind. You got to transform and rethink of your habits. You got to transform and do new things for your life so you won't be so caught up in the cycles of the world. You won't be so caught up in the cycles of your life moving fast. Because you know, when you're under the addictions, when you're under the influence, time is just going by so fast. It's flying by. But I'm telling you, if you just get into that sober lifestyle, you'll start to be in the presence more. You'll start to feel God's presence more. You'll start to hear him more. The more you let go of those addictions, You'll start to hear God more, because it's the sins that's keeping you from hearing him more. It's the sins that's keeping you from living more. You know that you got a book that God has been telling you to write, and you can't write it because you are in the addiction spell. You are so bound up by the addiction. God has told you to clean your room. He has told you to wash them dishes. He has told you to wash your car. He has told you to save up to get this, but you can't because you're spending all your money on the addiction. You can't because you're so caught up being under the influence. And now, after you didn't got high or whatever, now you sleep somewhere. You don't want to sleep. Now your whole day has went by, and now you haven't did anything productive. That's why when you're finished, you're depressed. That's why it feels like you can't get enough, because you're trying to fill a void. You're trying to fill a void that you'll never fill. I've been there. I would smoke, and then I would keep smoking and keep smoking, or drink and keep drinking, or pop a pill and keep popping a pill, because I wanted something to fulfill me. I was looking for something to fulfill that void that only God can fill. You're trying to put a piece into the puzzle. You're trying to fill that hole, but the only thing that can fill the hole is God. Being in his presence, that's the only thing that can fulfill that hole. So it'll be like a hamster wheel. You'll just keep doing it and keep doing it. And you're to the point where you don't even want to do it no more. That's why you clicked on this video, because you're fed up with the addiction. You're fed up with doing it. That's why you're going to have to fast. The thing that helped deliver me, I'm going to create a video that shows you what helped you. But fasting is one of the number one things, because God says some things you can't break. It's some chains you can't break. It's some devils that you can't be free from until you fast, until you turn down your plate, until you start saying no to the flesh. Tell your body, no, I'm not going to smoke today. You own your body. God is the owner. Then you make your body a slave to you. You are the head and not the tail. Have you forgotten? You're walking around like you're still the tail. You're allowing the addiction to make you feel like you're still the tail. You're allowing the addiction to suppress your gifts and talents down. That's why you can't think right, because you're in a whole nother realm. That's why you can't be productive with your life, because you're in a whole nother realm. That's why you can't give your all to your loved ones or your friends, your real friends, because you're bound up by the addiction. You're bound up by the addiction. You don't even realize the very people that you're hanging around doing the addiction with are not really your friends. The only thing y'all connect on is that sin that y'all doing together. That's the only thing that's keeping y'all connected, is the sin. And once you start coming out of the sin, and once you start coming out of the addiction, the people around you will start falling that don't belong. The things around you that will start falling that don't belong. The depression, the anxiety will start falling because it doesn't belong in your life. But you have to allow God to let you free from it. You have to allow God to open your mind into new things. Be sober minded. I'm telling you, it's no high like being high off of God. You hear me? It's no high like being high off of the Holy Spirit. It's no feeling that'll ever fill you up like God. So let go of the addiction. Let go of those things. That's why I'm here making this video, because I have been on the other side where I thought that I couldn't quit. I've been on the other side when I thought that I was living and having fun and doing this, but you're actually hurting yourself. These things are hurting you. So allow God to work that thing out of you, because it doesn't belong. You don't belong in that addiction. You don't belong in that addiction. You don't belong in that mindset. You don't belong in that bondage. You are free, but you're keeping yourself in prison. For what? For what? For what? God has already gave you the key to unlock the jail cell, but you got the key in your pocket. You got the key in your spirit. But you'd rather be locked up in prison just because you're addicted. You're running from your problems. You're running from the healing. Let God heal you. Face life head on. Face life head on and ask God to deliver you from those problems. All right, peace, chosen champs. I love y'all. I hope that y'all continue to work on being better and better. That's the goal. Being better for God, getting to know God more and more each and every day, spending more time with Him. That's the goal. And serving Him, serving His people, serving the world, being a great addition to the world. I love y'all. Peace.